The Boy, the Master, and the Seven Questions. Chapter 5. The Test of the Master. In seeing the sheer will and determination of the boy, the definiteness of purpose and his singular focus, the master's heart is moved. He motions to the boy and says to him, "Come in from the rain, warm yourself, eat of my food and be nourished. If for nothing else, you have earned the right for me to hear your petition." The boy walks into the cave soaked from the rain and shivering from head to toe. The master gives him a blanket and sits him by the fire. As the boy warms himself, the master hands him fruit and grain to nourish his body. The boy looks into the master's eyes and says, "I am grateful, master. Thank you." It is at that moment the master knows that this boy is different. He gives him some time to warm his bones by the fire, and then he sits across from the boy, saying, "I have been asked by many kings, sages, and mystics alike, but none of them have shown the sheer will and focus that you, a mere boy, are showing." The master takes a long pause to gather his thoughts and then speaks. "I am going to share with you a truth that only few know. Regardless if I choose to teach or reject you, remember this all the days of your life. There are only two types of people in this world: programmed people and aware people. The two are opposed to each other. When programming is present, there is no awareness. And when one becomes aware, programming ceases. When you are aware of something, you are in control of it. What you are not aware of is in control of you, and you are a slave to it. What you are aware of, you are free of it. Programmed people base their lives on illusions. They identify themselves with worldly things and base their lives on the programming that others have put into them. They believe these illusions so much that they will get angry and even violent to defend these beliefs. These people are asleep. The other type of person is one who is aware and does not identify with worldly things. This rare type of person knows they are not just a body or mind, but that they are a spirit who is connected to the one source. This person observes the world. They are in the world, but not part of the world. This person is awake. Once you are awakened to the truth for long enough, you enter into a state of enlightenment. When a person is fully aware, they can do no wrong. Only when a person is unaware or programmed can they commit wrong. The enlightened person can do no wrong. The enlightened person is totally aware and present. They understand that the only real thing is the present and that time is a concept of the mind's memory and imagination. An enlightened person is totally free. Too few are able to reach this level of awareness. The Buddha, Krishna, Hermes, Lao Tzu. What do you think, boy? Could you be the next enlightened one? The boy sat in silence. You have endured a lot and have shown courage to want to learn from me. However, I will now ask you 3 questions. Answer them to my satisfaction, and I will answer 7 of your questions. The boy sits up at attention and looks straight at the master. Then the master asks, "Why do you want this so bad?" The boy answers, "I know I am only a boy. However, all my life I have had a hunger inside me, a thirst, and a desire for knowledge and wisdom. But above all, my thirst is for truth." The master pauses for a moment and looks at the boy with a curious fascination before he responds. Knowledge and wisdom are welcoming and friendly brothers. They are always seeking those who seek them. They are ever changing to fit the purpose and needs of those who seek them. However, their older sister, Truth, is not so friendly. She is as timeless and old as creation itself. She never changes, wavers, or compromises. She does not care about your feelings or your perceptions. She is, and she will never be anything else but herself. Truth. She always was, always is, and always will be. Do you understand this? The boy nods his head to show he understands. The master then takes a stick and on a dirt ground he draws two pictures. The first are two lines that don't intersect. The second is a line and then a wavy line going up and down and through the straight line. He looks at the boy and says, "Do you see the straight line in both pictures?" The boy nods yes. The master explains, "The straight line in both pictures represents truth, never changing. The line curving through truth on the first picture is the person who is asleep. This represents most people who only intersect with truth on occasion. Now look at the other picture. What do you see?" The boy replies, "I see two lines, both straight." The master explains, "The person walking in truth is totally aware. This person is the rare person who walks in total truth. This person is in line with the universal one and at one with the source. The person who only intersects with truth on occasion is living his life in faith and beliefs. Truth has nothing to do with faith or beliefs. You can believe whatever it is you choose, but that doesn't mean it's true. Once you find the big sister, Truth, and look upon her beauty, there is no going back. You cannot unknow truth. You can deny it, but once the veil is removed, there is no going back. But even if you could, would you want to? There are a billion lies, but only one truth." The master pauses once again and looks into the fire. In a low tone, he asks the boy, "For what do you want this knowledge?" The boy looks into the master's eyes and answers, "I see that people are living their lives asleep and in misery. I see separation, loneliness, and hopelessness. Inside me, something is growing and urging me to wake these people up. That is what I'm supposed to do. I know it." The master lowers his head and with a stick begins to rustle the fire as though contemplating how best to respond to the eager boy. After a few moments, the master looks up into the boy's eyes and says, "What you must understand is that although your intentions are noble, the majority of the people you wish to awaken don't want to be awake. They are completely happy and content in living in the illusion of the dream, which is all they know. It is all they have ever been taught. So when shaken awake, they will fight you to stay in the comfort of the illusion of their dreams. To those who are asleep, you will be introducing an unwanted element into their comfortable illusion. To the dreamer, you are the crazy person who is going against the established norms of society. Everyone else follows the rules. They will say to you, 'Who are you to tell me that the way I'm living is an illusion?' I tell you this, not from idle words, but from experience. Give up this quest to awaken the sleepers." The boy quickly replies, "I cannot. This is what I was born to do." Admiring the boy's youthful determination and energy, the master chuckles, saying, "I was once as you are. Do not become what I now am. However, I see I cannot talk you out of this quest, so I have one more question for you. To whom will you give this knowledge and for what purpose?" The boy answers, Master, I intend to awaken all who have an ear to hear. I want to reach all whose hearts and souls who need to be filled with truth. Those who thirst for truth, I will give living water. It is my mission to show those who desire the path and the way, a way to truth. The master once again pauses as though reflecting on his own journey. Looking at the boy whose face shows true sincerity, the master says, those who you awaken will want to turn you into a deity. Those who do not want to awaken will want to harm you. And those in power will want to kill you. In the end, your words will be twisted by those in power to control those deep sleeping souls who are powerless. For this is the road of the messenger of truth. There is no glory for the prophets of the divine one. I have tried to deter you from this path, but I can see the focus of your face. For some reason, my heart is showing you favor. Go home. Reflect on the words I have spoken to you this day. If in the morning you still choose this course, I will grant you 7 questions with 7 discussions in 7 days. Go and ponder the wisdom I have given you. The boy replies, thank you, master, and journeys back to the camp. All night he tosses and turns, thinking about what the master spoke to him. He thinks about truth and the cost he may have to pay for teaching it. He steps outside the tent and sits under the stars, which seem brighter than usual this night. He meditates to clear his mind. Once his mind is clear, it is like the universe begins to speak. A supreme calmness comes over him, and at that moment, the decision in his mind is clear. He wakes up the next morning with complete unity and focus. He journeys back to the master's cave. The master is standing there, not surprised to see the boy. The boy speaks to the master. I am ready to accept truth and all the responsibility and consequences that come with it. The infinite universe spoke to me last night and told me this is what I was born to do. I am ready. The master looks upon the boy and says to him, the infinite universe also spoke to me. You are the one to whom I am meant to give this truth. You are the student for whom I have been waiting. I will grant you 7 questions with 7 dialogues for 7 days. Let us begin.